Uh, eventually you became a government witness. So what was that like? And what led up to that?
Well, honestly, my sons were getting to be teenagers. They were like 14, 15 years old, and I got busted for selling cocaine. And um, I had paid off a judge in the county in Queens, New York, a couple of times, and I knew that I could pay off and get out of that case. And I figured, well, what a great bargaining chip. I'll go to the feds and tell them, look, I had this corrupt judge for years, and I'll set him up on my own case, pay him off, and then you guys can give me the program. And that they went for it, even though they thought no one could ever do that. I did pull it off because it was a judge that was known for taking bribes, even to help John Gotti's younger brother. Vincent Gotti had a case there, and Cataldo and I fixed that case for him.
Damn.
Eventually, I did the case, all the details in there, and then I got put into the program. What I didn't realize, though, was I had signed up to do that investigation for the FBI. What I didn't realize is like looking at a credit card app, a little fine print, And when I signed the agreement with the government, it said I would appear for the next 20 years and testify on any criminal case that they thought I would be valuable for. So a couple of years after I did the judge's case, then the feds called and said, hey, we want to talk to you about your old friend John Gotti. So they whisked me off to a place in Iowa, and I sat down for 2 days talking to this woman who was the first prosecutor. Her name was Diane Jackalone. She was a bit naive and gullible. She didn't realize the attorneys that Gotti had, hired to defend him. And in that case, I got the idea he was paying somebody off. So I told the government, they laughed at me. That was 86. So he gets acquitted, comes out, becomes a New York, mafia superstar. Everybody loved Gotti because he would sign whiskey bottles, champagne bottles. Everybody liked him. He was a likable gangster. And then it took them 5-6 years. And finally, when Sammy flipped, he told him about the payoff on the first case that I was involved in. And he, gave me the information how Gotti did that.
Yeah. So little did they know that you were right about the whole time. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the whole fix back in '86 was in, but they didn't convict him till '92.
Huh. So you had to go into court, for how long? Like a month or so, wasn't it?
Well, it was about a month in 1986. Yeah.
So each day you had to go in there and go on the stand and just talk about different stuff.
Talk about your life inside organized crime, But I really didn't have a lot to do with John Gotti. I was always involved with the Colombos. Yeah. But occasionally we crossed paths,
Yeah. So I mean, when was he in there for any of this? Wasn't he? And one time he was, right?
Who?
John Gotti, when you were testifying against him.
Oh yeah, he sat there the whole trial.
Oh, in the whole month you were there.
Oh yeah. Damn. He was on trial. He actually was on trial from, I want to say, September of '86 to Friday the 13th, 1987. Damn. He got acquitted that day. So it was kind of interesting. And I was hiding out in Texas. And, I was just trying to move ahead with my life. And by that time, I had started to do different things, legitimate things. Really stayed away from crime, never talked to a criminal, never saw a gun. Once I went to Texas, I had a new name, a new life. And I had a wife then. We stayed together a few years, and then I split with her. About 5 years later, I got with another woman, had 2 kids.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip. This clip came from one of my interviews I did in the past. Please hit subscribe if you want to get more clips like this. Also, if you want to watch the full interview, I'll put a link in the description. Or you can hit the button on the screen to watch the full interview.